welcome back. So let me brighten this up. So I posted on my Instagram what you wanted to see. So it was either me telling you my birth stories, say it or short it, which that video will be coming on the weekend because I'm going to be doing it with the girls, so that should be a fun one. I hope you got your questions ready because I will be asking you. And assumptions, I think I said it right, about me, so I'll also be asking you like stuff about that, but that's later on. So this video is just about me telling you my experiences with Noah's birth and then Winnie's birth, and let me just say they were a lot different, like a lot different. It's like put me off, but anyway, let's get into it. So Nova's birth, I'm gonna try and remember bits like as much as I can, which, you know, it was nearly 2 years ago, so it might not be as accurate as when it happened, but yeah. So basically, as you know, if when you're pregnant towards the end, you tend to wake up to go to the toilet more often for pee. So that's what I did. I woke up around 6, half 6ish maybe. I started to have pains, but obviously at that time I didn't know what they was, so I just went back to sleep for half an hour because it wasn't like that painful. And then I woke up and then I realised, right, I think today's the day. So I messaged my sister, and then obviously my sister phoned me. She told me to go tell my parents, so I went because they were still sleeping, and obviously I think I was crying because I was like scared and I didn't know what to do. So then I told my parents, and then they shot up from bed, and then I phoned the hospital I was giving birth to Noah in, which is Glangwili, Carmarthen. You know, if you're not from Llanelli or wherever, you know. Yes, so I phoned them. They told me to basically take paracetamol, which I did then. They told me to have a hot bath, which I did, but obviously it didn't help. And then, so they told me to go up there because my contractions were every 5 minutes apart. So I went up there, so they put me on like a monitor. Yes, this was in the night. I can't remember what happened through the day. Like, I think through the day I must have just been like bouncing on the ball. Yeah, bouncing on the ball and timing my contractions. And then they sent me home because I think Noah was back to back. So I had to go on all fours and do this, like go side to side, and so he'd turn around so I wouldn't have much back labour. But obviously that didn't work. So then I went back up, and my contractions were every 3 minutes apart. So basically by the time I got home, my contractions were every 3 minutes apart. They give my room, which let me tell you, it was insane. If I had the photos I would show you, but I don't. My mother does, but I don't know if she has them. But yeah, anyway, there was what's it called, birthing pool in there, which I did go in, and which it was amazing. I'll insert a photo if I can find one. But yeah, and then obviously they examined me to see how many centimeters I was open. So I was like around 3 or 4 at this time, so I was in active labour, I think of 4 centimeters. So then he popped my waters with like a long purple thing like that, and it just went boom like that, and then water just came flooding out. And then I went back into the pool then, and then and I started pushing. Like as soon as I hit 6 centimeters, my body just said, no, you're pushing. So then everybody came in, my mother, the midwives, and then I was in the pool for like about, I'd say like an hour to maybe an hour and a half, and then I got out because it was just draining me, and obviously I was tired and stuff. So then I went into the bed, and then 10 past 10 on the 13th of April, that's when Noah was born. I mean, Noah's birth isn't that interesting. It's just like normal natural birth. And then I had a 2nd-degree tear. Like if you're a girl and if you're a mum, or you know, if you've had partners that have had a 2nd-degree tear for you boys, you would know what it is. I'm not going to go into detail. But yeah, and I think that was about it. My sister cut the cord because obviously the baby's dad wasn't there. And then that was Noah's, and then I was settling in the hospital, and then I got sent home when he was 6 hours old. So yeah, that's Noah's. Not very interesting, but Winnie's, I can't remember nothing. It was literally so fast. So my due date on Winnie was meant to be the 5th of December, but she decided to come on the 3rd at 10 in the morning. So it was basically the same kind of start with Noah. So I was like, woke up at 6:30 for a pee, but bear in mind, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning with Noah because Noah decided to wake up, as you know, children do. So we went downstairs, we had a little play, we came back upstairs, but I didn't have no pains at 3:30 in the morning. And then I woke up at 6:30 for a pee, because obviously Winnie was like on my bladder, so I needed to go for a pee. And then I could feel the same type of pain that I was having on Noah, but I thought, right, I'm gonna get this extra half hour sleep. Just, you know, if it is that time, then my body has had an extra half hour to, like, you know, be full of energy, should I say. So then it took me a while to go back to sleep, and then it was started to get that intense. So I must have been like dilating in my sleep for this to happen really, really fast, and I must have been in slow labour the week before I went into labour and had Winnie. And then I woke up, I was on the edge of the bed. Winnie's dad was here as well, so I was like tapped him to wake him up, and then he was just basically grabbing everything ready for my hospital bag. He phoned my mother because I was in that much pain. I didn't phone the midwives because, you know, obviously the experience I had with Noah, so I waited until my contractions were regular, which they weren't. They were all over the place, like some were like 30 seconds, then the next were like 3 minutes, and the next was a minute. So it was just everywhere. And then my parents came, because obviously they were watching Noah as well. My parents came, and yeah, and then I just felt the urge to push. Like, you know, when you need to push, it's like you basically need like a big massive, yeah, you know what I'm on about. So I had that urge, so I was like, nah, I need to push. So yeah, and then it just happened so fast. And then when his dad phoned the ambulance, and then obviously he was panicking because he was like, everything was so fast. So my mother got on the phone. My mother basically like said, you know, she's in labour, she's pushing, or she wants to push, because my whole family was like, don't push, they tell me not to push, but I was like, I need to push. And then the ambulance lady said if she needs to push, let her push. So I was pushing, so she just said basically grab a shoelace, towels, there was something else but I can't remember what. I think it was a safety pin, I can't remember. But yeah, so they got all them ready, and then I pushed, and then my waters came out, so my waters broke as I pushed them out. And then 2 more pushes in, and then Winnie's head was out, and then another push, then she was out. My sister and my mother basically delivered her, and then the ambulance came at 10 past 10. So obviously it was a lot. It wasn't so, like, everybody wasn't panicking. and then the midwives came at 10:20, so the ambulance giving his dad scissors to cut the cord. I think it was scissors, I can't remember. But yeah, I didn't have no pain relief on any of them, only gas there towards the very end. With Winnie, I lost 700 ml of blood. My blood pressure kept going up and down. They butchered my arm to give me fluids, but obviously it didn't work. But yeah, I mean, they're not interesting, but that's how much I can remember. I mean, would I do it again? I would, but am I going to? No. I mean, I've had one of each, I've had 2 children, that's all I want. But yeah, if I do decide to have another one, I'm hoping that birth is, I don't know, in a different situation, like a more fun situation. Whereas Winnie's just happened so fast, Noah's was slow. I was in basically Winnie's labour for like 3 hours, Noah's 9 hours. So there's a big difference, but they always say that your second baby's the fast one. But yeah, but now look at them. I mean, it was all worth it in the end. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a bit of a boring one again, but hopefully my next video will be with my friends, which will probably be uploaded on the Sunday. This will probably be either uploaded on a Wednesday or the Thursday, and then my other video then will be uploaded on a Sunday once I recover, because we're going to do say it and shot it, so keep your eyes peeled. And also I'm going to be doing a giveaway as well, which I'll explain that soon. Like a giveaway of my own kindness, like no ads or nothing, just all from me. But yeah, thank you, hope you enjoyed, see you in the next video, bye.